Siri Nation, we are back once again for the Aftershow Podcast, the best way to waste your Sunday evening. I am Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger,
but you might see him.
A wild Casual Avenger might appear.
It is definitely a possibility. We're going to have a nice show up until the Game 7, last Game 7 of the NBA playoff starts. We'll make sure you can get out of there by 10 so that you can catch the game. But we got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff happened. Of course, we both saw the Thunderbolts, so we got to talk about that. That has gained a lot of attention. We're going to talk about the box office results are in, the reviews are in. From both the audience and critics, so a lot to go over there. Spoiler alert: a lot of people love this movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
I want to tease something. I got like something super cool in the mail.
Oh, is that the thing that Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, yeah, dude. This box is so ridiculously weirdly shaped.
It's like they gave you a sword.
Yeah. It is. I don't know how I'm gonna unbox it. I gotta figure it out. It's so. It's awkwardly sized, but it is.
That's what she said.
Yeah. It is the sword of Altair.
Ooh.
It's a company called Ravenforge, and they have like a ton of different like weapons like that, like props from different video games and stuff. They actually do have Yasuke and Naoe's, both of their blades, and I am actually I kind of wish that was what they sent me, but like the email was like, oh, we want to offer you our brand new one. This is our latest one. So I was like, all right, well, beggars can't be choosers. But also they have one for Geralt from The Witcher 3, and that would have been the one I would have wanted. But anyway, shout out to Ravenforge for sending me a 6 sword. I've never had a sword before.
Oh yeah.
Now I do, and now I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to unbox it and make it look cooler. As cool as it is.
It would not be an after show podcast without a Jayshockblast plug. So
yes. So. Other plugs that we can both make about a game that we are allowed to say we're playing.
Yes, Doom the Dark Ages. We can legally say that we have a copy of Doom the Dark Ages, and we'll be playing it early.
Look at how sick this is.
I didn't get the controller. I just got the game, but
I could have asked for it, but I bought it.
I didn't ask for it or buy it. I'm just going to play it on my PS5 Pro. We legally can't say anything else other than that we are playing it. And we will be able to talk about it on May 9th when the embargo lifts. So be on the lookout for that. If Travis is glazing Thunderbolts, this is going to be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we also, of course, got to talk about GTA 6. Biggest announcement in gaming this week. GTA 6 officially delayed, like someone on this podcast said it would.
I still like have a hard time. Like it never had like an official release date. So I believe like.
Well, it didn't have an official release date, but it did have an official release window.
I guess
they literally told their investors like fall 2025. We'll get into how sus that was, because we got a behind the scenes report from the GOAT Jason Schreier, who gave us some more insight on exactly why GTA 6 was in fact delayed to next year. And we'll of course talk a little Marvel Rivals, and we're approaching Summer Game Fest season. There's a rumored PlayStation event happening this month, and we also got news of Naughty Dog apparently has another single player game that's ambitious in development alongside Intergalactic, the whatever fuck, please to change the name, Heretic. they had 2 other games. They canceled one of them, but there's a ambitious single player game that they also have. And who knows? Maybe we see that. But first things first.
Oh, before we get into that,
Chat, some more plugs.
Chat. 2 days ago, it was Sadot the gamer's birthday. So everybody in chat say happy birthday to Sadot. If you didn't, just do it anyway. Even if you did on what was it, Friday?
If you didn't by now, you're dead to me.
Yeah, I literally have a reminder in my phone that will prompt every year. So shout out to Sadot for his birthday.
I did an announcement on Twitter, Facebook, and my YouTube community. appreciate all of you nonetheless. Love.
Yes. Well, we gotta show love.
Yeah. Even though it was 2 days ago.
We weren't live together 2 days ago.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
It was an extremely shitty birthday, but
I'm sorry.
It picked up at
to spend some money.
yeah. I had all these plans. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wake up early, watch a bunch of anime, eat some food. I had ordered some cakes from this awesome place near me. I was going to do a birthday stream. I wasn't sure what I was going to play or watch, but I was going to do a stream. And then the universe is like, nope, fuck you. Your power is going to go out, and after 4 hours of waiting for Pico to get their shit together, you're going to find out, oh, actually, you need to call an electrician because there's something wrong internally, and they don't do that shit. They only fix stuff that's on the outside. So
also happy birthday to Eric today.
Happy birthday, Eric, as well. But I had found a good local company, came out pretty fast, so I didn't have to wait too long for them. It was excruciating. But I did, on the bright side, while living without technology like a fucking caveman, I had to catch up on some reading. I finished Corey Kenshin's manga, Monsters We Make. Extremely good. Can't wait for the second volume and hope they adapt it into an anime. Was reading some comics, but I was definitely ready to get my internet back. Fortunately, guy came, wasn't too much of a problem. He was able to fix it. I had something loose in my circuit breaker, so fortunately it wasn't a more serious issue, and it only cost me $600. So in the end, because I got a discount, but not ideal. But I got to hear. Still got to eat the cake. Heard a lot of people reached out, wishing me happy birthday. So it was a good time. I appreciate all of you guys. But now it's a new day, Star Wars Day specifically. So May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. Sadly, we didn't get that KOTOR remake or Star Wars Eclipse trailer. But there's always another day. Now that GTA 6 is officially delayed, I think we're going to be getting a lot more game announcements. I know for a fact a lot of developers were just kind of waiting to do anything. They didn't want to start their marketing campaigns until they knew exactly when GTA 6 was dropping. And now that we know it's dropping next May, floodgates should be opening. You should be hearing a lot more. But even though I totally saw the delay coming, the delay is a good thing. Not obviously, if a studio has to delay a game, you should think of it as a good thing because they're not rushing it out. They're trying to take the time to get done. But turns out the reason why, thanks to Jay Schreier, he's been doing he did his digging. Turns out the reason they delayed it is because they're trying to not abuse their employees. Jason Schreier did a big story years ago about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how the devs just went through some absolute brutal crunch in order to get the game out. And since then, Rockstar has apparently made some big changes in how they treat their devs. Apparently, it's a night and day difference. So they're really avoiding crunch culture. And for months now, they pretty much knew that internally that fall was not a realistic timetable for GTA 6, even though they told their investors that they were confident that's when they were releasing it. Internally, they knew that wasn't happening. And then officially they made that announcement because they wanted to avoid crunch to get the game out. So rather than, have their devs, peeing in a bottle at their desk, they decided that they're going to give them the time that they need to polish the game, get it right. So another 6 months on top of the planned release window. So next May, we'll be getting that GTA 6. And
there will not be a single game released in the entire month of June.
Probably, yeah.
Because they have plenty of time to plan. And they're like, yeah, we're all going to take June off. Except, what's that studio? The crazy studio.
Gorilla. The immediate meme that I saw when GTA 6 announced their official release date was that the new Horizon game would be announcing that it's releasing May 19th because if you don't know, Horizon Gorilla has a habit of dropping Horizon like right when like a massive game is coming out, like a Forbidden West, for example, came out the same month as Elden Ring, which turned out to be a pretty big deal.
Next June,
yes. You meant next June because we was talking about GTA 6. Yeah, Mind's Eye actually had some leak, had a gameplay leak. I don't know. I saw the trailer. I saw some additional trailers. I saw they did a sponsored thing with the Afro Senju. I'm not sold on the game yet. I don't know about it. I'll have to maybe I'll tap in.
I haven't really been following it. I've seen a lot of people like tweet about it, but I have not been following.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. I'll look into it more. But I know it's going to be crazy this summer. What involved now that GTA 6 is going, everybody's going to be talking about it. But another big part of the summer is going to be the movies, and it's going to be, in particular, we got Superman and we got the Fantastic Four coming out within like a week or two of each other. So definitely going to be a big year for Marvel in terms of like the direction and how things are going to go. Obviously, not a great start with Brave New World, but they seem to have hit a home run, at least in terms of reception with Thunderbolts. Numbers are officially in. Obviously, not surprising. Thunderbolts is the number one movie in America. Opened 78 million at the U.S. box office. Currently, more impressively, on Rotten Tomatoes, currently sitting at an 88% audience score, 80% critic score, and a 95% audience score. One of the best reviewed movies in the history of the MCU, Thunderbolts so far. And as you saw in the chat, Travis, if Travis likes it, you know it's good because he hates everything.
Yeah, I that movie had no business being that good. Are we gonna do spoilers or we're gonna wait a week?
Who in the chat? How many people actually saw Thunderbolts?
I feel like a lot of people here have already seen it.
Press one and put a 1 in the chat if you saw Thunderbolts,
and a 2 if you did not.
Yeah, two of you didn't see it yet. So we don't have to do hard spoilers, but if everyone here literally saw it, then like what do we tiptoeing around?
All right, so we have one person that didn't. May need to avert your ears because there's like one thing I do want to talk about that happened in the movie. Like honestly, I'd love to talk about the after credit scene, but there's one thing that happens in the movie that I think we all loved, and it makes sense when you look at the the marketing for it.
Yeah, well, if it's in the marketing, so we won't go into every crazy story, but we'll definitely have a few minor things in there, because we definitely, if most people here saw it, we definitely want to be able to talk about
Yeah.
how great this was.
Yeah, so just beware. There is a possibility a spoiler or two might come out. One of them, not the end of the world, but still, it was a moment when it happened. I was like, "Oh shit, is that real? Is
Yeah,
that legit? It's final? Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I think
gone.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Are you
they,
are you talking about? Well, the funny thing is, when the Marvel, because I know exactly what you're talking about. When the Marvel chair stream happened,
yeah,
uh, and they were naming, showing all the names of people that are going to be in the Avengers movie, and they went through all the Thunderbolts, and everyone noticed that there was one Thunderbolt whose name wasn't on on in the chair, on one of the chairs. They were like, wait a minute, where's Task Manager?
yeah.
Task Manager's not here, not going to be in Avengers. Does that doesn't sound like they made it out of Thunderbolts?
Not only if you look at the marketing, a lot of it has them without their masks on,
Yeah,
except her. She always, I'm pretty sure, has her mask on,
yeah,
and it never stood out until we control alt deleted into task manager and terminated. um I Yeah, that's the one that I've wanted to talk about the most, because that was one of the most egregious gender bending characters they've done. um and it was kind of stupid, and I don't really understand why they did it that way, because it's a character that it's not like necessarily like an A-list character or anything, but it's a character they used in Spider-Man. It's a character they used in Avengers. It's a like this is a major villain in their video game
yeah.
verse. So
And it's a really cool character,
right.
but yeah, their version they put in Widow, like, it not only was it just bad, but their version, it didn't even make sense. Like, they had,
No.
like, the whole thing was that, 'cause I know what they were going for, like, oh, Widow's big mistake came back on her because she did an assassination mission to kill her slaver. That's literally what the guy was, and his daughter was collateral damage and blew up, but somehow she survived, like she's fucking Palpatine,
Yeah.
and came back as as basically the X-Men Origins Wolverine version of Deadpool. Like, what they did to Deadpool and X-Men Origins Wolverine, they did to Taskmaster. They made her, like, disfigured and unable to communicate, just like no lines, no personality, and it was just like, why? Like
Yeah.
who is this for?
Yeah. So I guess, like, to get really into the nuts and bolts of it, like, what I love about the movie is it's written so well. They understood the characters, and they didn't there's nothing fancy about it. Okay, it's very straightforward. It's Here's the characters. We've seen why they associate with Allegra or whatever her name is, and when they're brought together, it makes sense, and the reason they stick together makes sense, and everything after that is just a straight path. It's so perfectly written, and it works so well. And then you start exploring the trauma of it all of their trauma, what they've gone through, and that fits in really well with the Sentry, and the fact that the Sentry is given his powers because of the Void. um I can't get over how they made me care so much about these characters, who, by the way, John Walker, I'm pretty sure everybody hated, and you find a way to appreciate him. And you look at Ghost.
I,
Ghost is
I feel, I
not
feel
a
like I feel like Ghost is the one character that kind of got the short end in the movie.
sure, but in a way, and I do understand where you're coming from with that, and I agree with that, but I that was a character that was like, oh, why did they have to switch Ghost? I know it's a minor character, but like you had to make that, you had to gender bend that one too. But now I don't care. That's Ghost to me. You know what I mean? Like they did enough with Ghost that it's like, all right, this character's cool. I like her as Ghost, and yeah, this works.
Definitely, yeah. I would say Ghost. They definitely did a much better job of portraying Ghost in Thunderbolts than they did in Ant-Man 2. For sure,
Right.
for sure. I just thought that out of the whole cast, I felt like she had the least to do. And I think part of that is because of her powers and how kind of OP they are. They didn't want to. They kind of had to not have her involved too much. But I feel like they could have developed her character personality a little more. But they they spent a lot of time on the other ones. But they did it. They did a great job. I gotta give my hat off to my do-rag off to Century Pullman.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Everyone's understandably talk about Yelena, Florence Pugh. Obviously, she did a phenomenal job, but Pullman's performance as Sentry was a masterpiece. Like, his ability to go from innocent goofy Bob who does just along for the ride to this deeply troubled person who's kind of just defeated, feels like he's just given up on life, to this guy with a god complex, and then super intimidating and evil when he goes full void. Like his range and how fast he's able to just flip that switch was just incredible to watch. It's not often when you're watching an MCU movie in particular where you stop and take notice of like the performance of the actor, because a lot of it is like the spectacle, maybe the dialogue, whatever. But like there are times when like the actor's just cooking so much, you're like, holy shit. and you had a bunch of that just in this movie. Like people, they were doing their thing. They absolutely were crushing it, as I'm sure Casual Avenger would wholeheartily agree. He told me backstage actually that Thunderbolts was better than The Godfather. That's a direct quote.
Direct quote. What's going on?
we did say Wild Casual Avenger may appear,
and he did. Welcome back, my friend. How's the deep dish treating you?
I actually just finished eating pizza. It wasn't deep dish.
Allegedly.
Every time I come on the show, I have some pizza, but it's never deep dish.
I gotta say,
never believe you.
My favorite wrestler is CM Punk, and he's from Chicago. And somebody asked him the best pizza in Chicago, and he said Lou Malnati's, and I was so excited because I was like, "Damn, I go there every time I'm in Chicago." Now I know why.
You're not just a tourist.
Not just a tourist.
It's accurate. Chicago, they were out. Did you see
the audio and everything is okay?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Great.
Just the new PC. I forgot I didn't have anything really set up. I came in like, oh shit.
You did. You're doing great. Looking great. You saw Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously we're glazing it. Do you have a hot take, or are you also in agreement? How'd you feel about the movie, and what is one of the things that stood out to you?
Honestly, it's the best movie I feel like since Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like I kind of put those two movies in a different category than stuff like No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine. Like those are like fan event movies in my opinion. So it's like outside of the theater, there's not a lot of rewatch value in those movies. But
because it's basically because it's like nostalgia bait.
Yeah, but with Thunderbolts and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, those are more character driven stories. I was looking at a post, I think earlier or yesterday. Someone was just comparing Black Widow to Yelena, and just saying like, oh, I actually like Yelena more as a character, and it's like, in everything we've seen her in, she's actually had a chance to be a lot more vulnerable as a character, where Natasha is more wrapped up in the plot of whatever is going on in that particular film. So it's like, I mean, I feel like it's kind of set up for you to like Yelena more, and Thunderbolts, does more to just kind of showcase her willingness to be vulnerable as a person. Like, she's one of the best characters they've had in recent years, in terms of just development and progression.
Well, this might be a hot take then, but I didn't like Yelena at all until halfway through Thunderbolts. like for the whole time, I just thought she's just Florence Pugh is a great actor, but she was just to me, she's just dollar store Black Widow. Like there was nothing, like she was Temu Black Widow to me. Like I did not. Like I didn't like her in the Black Widow movie. I mean, the Black Widow movie I thought was terrible, but I thought Yelena was just insufferable in that movie. Her writing. I mean, she did the best she could with the material. The material was dog shit. I thought they kept trying to force her to be funny, like the cringe, like really cringe, like hero landing scene. Like it was just bad. And then we saw her again in Hawkeye, which I also thought was a horrible show, and I didn't like her how they portrayed her in that one either. But I was still thinking, Florence Pugh, she's a great actor. There's something there, but because there was one part of the Hawkeye show where it wasn't a total shit show, and it was like the flashback to the blip, and I was like, okay, there's some potential with Yelena here if they if the writers are actually competent, and they were finally confident in Thunderbolts because I thought they really did a great job with the character. I loved her, but until then, but still, Natasha's still my goat.
I do want to bring this up before it scrolls too far away, but remember that Steven Yeun was supposed to be Sentry first?
I did.
And that would have been another situation, I feel like, where we had the race change. And does it necessarily matter with Sentry? Maybe not, but
I feel like I'm trying to picture.
I never liked it.
I'm trying to picture Steven as I'm so glad they didn't do that and also change writers, because I'm thinking of Steven Yeun. I know he can do an amazing job as Bob, but I don't think he could have been a convincing Sentry or Void.
Yeah, I think they were going solely off of his performance as Invincible. So it's like Bob is a bit of a mix of that, but I agree. I feel like he probably would have struggled with selling the audience on him as Sentry.
Because that was the big thing. Like Steven Yeun's a great actor. I'm sure he could have hit a lot of the same points as Pullman did when he was during the whole Bob section. But once he gets his powers and starts, and his personality starts going towards that high where he gets kind of that God complex, and then becomes like that, and then trying to picture Steven Yeun in the Sentry out, it would have just been so fucking goofy, bro. It just wouldn't have worked. It would have took me out the movie, and all the people have been yelling DEI, and I'm like, you know what, valid, because this just doesn't work. But thankfully they got the right guy.
So good. And obviously I love his dad because big Spaceballs fan,
of course,
but he was great in Top Gun. I feel like this is going to be something I know it's a superhero movie, but I feel like he's got a real opportunity to kind of take that next step here.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him in Doomsday. His scene is he has probably one of the best fly swatter scenes I've witnessed in live action. Fly swatter scenes are scenes where you're trying to display a big power disparity between one or two characters, and the scene where Sentry is actually fighting all of the Thunderbolts at the same time was so well done. I not only were the effects and the choreography really good, but I thought it kind of perfectly not only showed off like how incredibly powerful Sentry was in like really cool ways, but it was like authentic. Like he like the whole time he was fighting, like he was still that character. Like he's like fighting between Bob and the god that he's becoming, that he feels himself as Sentry. Like clearly not experienced, but he could see that he was just kind of using his powers and like kind of learning them on the fly. Like, oh yeah, I am better than all these people. Like it was like, and it was just like, and then you're seeing them not like try to rally, and you think like, oh, maybe they're gonna figure something out, and they're like, no, you're not gonna figure it. No, like, no, I'm a god. Like, you can't do it. It's like stop trying. It was so cool. I love this.
Yeah, for me seeing it in IMAX,
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet about that.
yeah, I honestly, for me, one of the biggest moments in the movie, which, you know, as you know from watching it, it didn't actually turn out to be a action scene, but when they were escaping from the facility where they initially found Bob, and you know, they started the security team started shooting them and everything, and then you know he had that kind of awakening moment, like for whatever reason, that felt amazing to watch in IMAX. Like I was pumped, like, you know, once he got sucked into the air and everything, like holy shit, like
I was hyped. I seen it in IMAX, but yeah, I was at my AMC because my other theater closed, and I had my big comfy recliner, and I was just like, oh, it kind of reminded me of a chronicle that Michael B. Jordan superhero movie. It kind of just gave me that vibe, because it definitely felt a lot of parts of it, because it was so grounded. It felt like kind of a indie-ish, you know, A24 type of movie, but it would have those big, you know, effect moments as well. I think that was, you know, part of the appeal, and I love a movie like that that's like more grounded. Seems like it's grounded, but then it has like hints of the spectacular thrown in there. I loved it. And another character I didn't think I did not like up until now, but I thought was like actually surprisingly good in this movie was Red Guardian. Like I thought David Harbour he's a really good actor. Love him in Stranger Things. Did not like Red Guardian.
Yeah, I think it was Gabe that said it. Somebody said something about how like his comedy bits were there, but they weren't like too drawn out, and he had some serious parts. I get what they're trying to do with the character, but like he was a very vanilla, straightforward Russian propaganda machine, you know, in the comics.
Yeah,
so
making him the comic relief wasn't a bad idea. I just thought it was like more. It came across as more cringe in Black Widow. I thought actually, even though overall I thought What If got pretty dog shit in later seasons, one of the better episodes was like the road trip episode he went on with Bucky. That whole episode was actually really good, and seeing them in live action kind of recreate that and bring that back definitely made me appreciate it more. And he kind of just was the glue. Like once he got into the picture, like he made the group synergy like really flow together, because before kind of felt like a US agent was going to be the butt of the joke, and it wasn't quite hitting, but once Red Guardian came, it just kind of all worked really well, and I thought they did a much better job playing off his relationship with Yelena, and how she eventually would open up to him, because he also he feels like a complete failure. Like him and Yelena were going through the same thing, but they just weren't talking to each other. And like seeing them kind of get closer, I thought that was just so well done, and definitely made me feel something. I'd say Guardians 3. I'd say Thunderbolts was overall a better movie than Guardians 3, but Guardians 3, I thought the rocket the rocket scenes were definitely hit a lot harder emotionally than the stuff for me and Thunderbolts. But the rest of Thunderbolts I thought was better than Guardians 3, but those rocket parts were just off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a great job of just kind of getting back into making an actual movie, because watching Captain America Brave New World like that was a clusterfuck. Like, you can just see all of the stitched together scenes and off-screen dubbing, that was taking place. It's like, this is a mess, bro. But it's like you had a director come in, you had good writers come in, and you let your cast actually sell the audience on them actually embodying these characters, and while also introducing a big character that's, from what I'm seeing on social media, with Bob / the Sentry, like, people are actually liking him a bit more. I mean, the comic book, Go Hard fans are kind of pissed about that, because they're like, he's better in the comics. You haven't read all of these. It's like, we knew about it, bro. He wasn't that great. He was kind of crazy.
Where's Doomkiller? I got that. That's the only opinion of the Sentry I need is Doomkiller, because that's his guy. And I actually think that, like, by showing his, like, trauma, I really do feel like they got into the best part of the Sentry, is the fact that he is a broken person with mental health issues, and that is what the Void kind of preys upon. And I really do feel like they did a good job of showing that and made him so relatable,
Yeah. I feel like a lot. I feel like the people who are criticized, who are shitting on the movie, obviously grifters are going to grift, but I feel like this is definitely a movie that resonated more so with people who have had mental health issues or who had some dark times in their lives. Like, I feel like there was at least one character in this movie that you can relate to, and that definitely took me off guard, because I thought going into it, I thought Thunderbolts was just going to be I thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be definitely better than Brave New World. I thought it was going to be like a fun, like a action movie. I wasn't expecting to feel things in theater.
I can't help but laugh at this poster that is like the main image for Thunderbolts, and how you can almost see Taskmaster's head. Like, almost. It's such an afterthought. Every other character is prominently featured, but it's like, oh yeah, and there's that weirdo in the mask. Yeah.
It's just like the movie. They gave her a small headshot.
Yeah. It's just kind of, it's all there now. Like, when you see this all now, like, you don't think of it because it's like, oh yeah, whatever. But now, like, when you look at it all, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of in a weird place with continuity and writing across films, where like Spider-Man in the MCU, he comes across different in the movies that he's with the Russos versus his own movies, because of writing choices and decisions. And obviously the writer and director of Thunderbolts wasn't a fan of the Taskmaster handling and Black Widow, so they're like, we're gonna go a different way. So we'll keep the continuity where this is the same character from that movie, but this is how we feel about it. And it's like, all right, so now somebody else has to figure out something with Taskmaster.
The Void is a separate entity.
Yeah, that's definitely that. Obviously, in the movie, it was a metaphor for depression, but also literally, like, the Void, for all the comic nerds, is actually an actual evil entity.
Actually, like, I hate the Void because that is there is a Cancerverse, and that is where Star-Lord and Nova tried to trap Thanos in, and the Void is basically, like, rules the Cancerverse, and that's why Nova was dead for so long. And then when there's like a second Annihilation story that Sentry is a big part of, and the Void, like, almost kills Nova again, but then Nova wins because he's the best.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I had to get that out there.
Jay will never not miss an opportunity to glaze Nova.
Yeah. Well, we almost named Wilson Nova, but I like my story for Wilson. He is
that's a better name.
Full blown, like, look at this guy. He's like totally crashed out over there.
Laying in the aftermath.
Yeah. He's just totally hiding in between the couch and the ottoman. Hey, Wilson.
Hey, Mr. Wilson.
There he is. So, all right. Anyway, he's a good boy.
Best boy.
He does not like coming over here though. Like, I don't know. He's weird sometimes, but yeah, he's doing great. Sorry.
He's just chilling. He's just chilling, Jay. Leave him alone.
Yeah. I should, because like he's just full blower. Like if I don't know. He's actually very independent. Like there's times during the day where I'm like, wait, it's quiet. Where is he? And he's just upstairs laying on the couch. Like Evie will not like she has to see somebody. Right. If she can't like see me or my wife, like she's not going anywhere else, you know? So he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm up here now.
It's a vibe. I love it. Wilson sounds just like me for real.
Yeah.
just all doing my thing. But yeah, I think Thunderbolts is definitely step in the right direction. Not just in terms of like quality. Like I think this is definitely going to be. I think Guardians is a good comparison, because Guardians 3 didn't have the best start in terms of box office, because it was the MC movie that came right after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which was complete dog shit, and people had their doubts about the quality of MCU going forward after that. And similarly, Thunderbolts had Brave New World as a lead-in when people were like, "Oh, this is ass," and now, but based on the audience and critics, where I feel like this has the potential to have more staying power, because word of mouth is going to be spreading around with these high scores, and people are going to be wanting to, oh, well, let's see what the fuss about. Oh, this seems like it's worth going to see. So I think it's definitely going to have a decent run.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. No, you
go ahead. Okay, let's fight over it. I was gonna say, I hope the takeaway, because like obviously, everybody at the top is gonna look at this and say, whoa, okay, what worked here? And I hope the takeaway isn't, okay, we need more John Walker, we need more Yelena Belova, we need more of these characters. I hope the takeaway is that if you write a movie that is true to who the characters are, that people are going to appreciate it. They didn't do anything, like there's nothing about this movie, like the fight scenes are they're cool, they're okay. Yeah. Like they're not like spectacular, they're not like earth changing. I mean, sure, the Sentry fight was pretty cool, but like it's not spectacular. There's nothing like over the top spectacular about the movie. What is great about it is the characters and how well written and how much they understood them, and the way that we just kind of cut out the BS and got right to the point, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I feel like like I said, we're just getting back to actually making movies, and I honestly, after looking at the recent reports saying that Kevin Feige was kind of stretched in between the movies and the TV show projects, to the point where he was the input he was providing was much too late, so the show was actually already done and on the air. But honestly, I think he was just letting his higher ups, the people he answered to, that were probably okaying a lot of these projects, or trying to fast track a lot of these projects. I'll let you watch it fail, and then now we're at the point where you're begging me to fix it, and you understand that you need to let me have more say, or just a general oversight of these projects, instead of let's just bombard the market with nonsense because Marvel gives me. And it's like that was just my takeaway from that little bit they shared about kind of what was going on behind the scenes. But yeah, like I feel like we're getting to the point where we're actually back to making quality movies, because this definitely feels like a phase 2 movie versus whatever phase we've been in since Endgame.
Yeah. the phase ass is where we've been in since
Endgame.
Like, and honestly, I throw it in. I feel like this goes back even before Endgame, like this, because the movie we got before Endgame, we had obviously Infinity, where everyone remembers that high because it was so great, but also remember Ant-Man and the Wasp was like, and then we had Captain Marvel. I was like, and then Endgame. Once the the third act, seeing it in theaters with the third act, got swept up in the hype. But after sitting with it and seeing it again, I really remember, like, oh, Endgame. If it wasn't for that third act, Endgame would have also been ass. Like, I thought Endgame was legitimately ass until we got to that final battle against Thanos. I was like, this is one of the worst MC movies I've ever seen. Like,
I feel like that was the first event movie, whereas like it holds up for that initial viewing experience in the theaters, but that script was horrible. That was a horrible
absolute dog
script.
shit. Absolute dog shit. Like, so because people always talk about, oh, everything kind of went to shit post Endgame. No, it was before Endgame. It was Endgame. like Ant-Man. I mean, like, Ant-Man 2 was mid. Captain Marvel was bad. Endgame was pretty bad but was completely carried by that third act, and then everything was just downhill after that.
Yeah, I've actually been rewatching the Marvel Netflix shows since Daredevil Born Again dropped, because like I already shared my thoughts on that, but just wanted to go back and jump back into some of those older shows and just kind of see, like, is it nostalgia, is it rose tinted glasses or whatever. And I'm in the back end of Jessica Jones right now, so I'll be going to Luke Cage or something after this, because I watched Daredevil season 1 and 2, and I didn't want to just go into 3, so I was like, let me go back to Jessica Jones. Kind of boring, it's not like I remember really liking Jessica Jones when I first watched it, but it's like on this second watch through, it's just I don't find it all that compelling. But I would say Iron Fist feels like a lot of what they're doing with Marvel Disney now, like on the Disney Plus shows. Like, Iron Fist was horrible in just execution and everything, and it just feels like a lot of that, or a lot of the people that worked on that, kind of got brought over to projects for Disney, and the Disney Plus shows specifically. A lot of characters from like Daredevil and Jessica Jones and stuff. Like, they got a lot of people from The Wire in these shows. I don't remember any of them being in the show, and it's like, what is Lester doing? We got Frank Sabaka and the Thunderbolts and all of that, but she was the girl. Oh yeah, a couple characters from The Boys too. What's her name is Hope in Jessica Jones. Huey's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, her.
Yeah, she was one of Kilgrave's first victims in the show. I had no recollection of that. I'm like, what the hell is she doing here? But her roommate was the Asian police cop in Daredevil Born Again. Like, I was like, what? But yeah, so it's a lot of recurring. They're not the same characters, but a lot of the same actors from those projects kind of came over to a lot of the modern shows with Disney. But I just think they really fell into a weird place post Endgame. As you just outlined, starting with Endgame, and I feel like they're just now getting to a place where they're navigating their way out of that and understanding you cannot just do anything, slap Marvel Disney on there, and it's going to be a success. Because
that time's done.
I was done after Secret Invasion. I was done. Like, this, you sold me with the trailers. The trailers looked amazing. the actual show was dog shit. It's like, what is this?
Legitimately might be the worst show I've ever seen.
Did you know that the Avengers the King Dynasty was supposed to be in theaters today?
Yeah. I saw a tweet about that. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's crazy.
And
wow.
they watched it in another universe. It actually released.
Yes. Sinners was supposed to it's been out 2 weeks. It was supposed to have Jonathan Majors in it. He was supposed to play.
Was it?
He was supposed to be Michael B. Jordan's brother.
Oh,
And Michael B. Jordan's playing himself now because Jonathan Majors was removed.
I want to see it, but it's like, I know it's not a horror movie, but I feel like it has that aspect to it. And I'm a bitch. I don't like horror movies. I'll just be honest.
I would say the horror is pretty mild. You saw it, Sadot?
No, I definitely want to see it.
Check it out. I'm trying to go see it again in IMAX. It was surprisingly a lot better than what I was expecting going in. Like, I just went in with no real expectations for it, and it was like a lot of really good performances. Michael B. Jordan kills it in the twin role. Like, hearing about Jonathan Majors being planned to be in the movie is like, I just don't. I believe he would have done an amazing job, but I feel like the twin aspect of the story was so integral to what they did with the final product that I just couldn't see it, being any other way. Like, like if Chadwick Boseman was alive, he clearly would have had a role in there somewhere, and it's like, I'm just trying to see a spot for him and Jonathan Majors in the cast, because it's like everybody played their role so perfect. Oh, wow. So it's like, it's hard to see it any other way.
So
I've definitely not seen From Dusk to Dawn.
Thunderbolts was the first movie I've actually been to in person for quite a while. I love to go back out and see Sinners, but now that my local theater is closed down, I have to go significantly further to see AMC to my AMC. So now it's just like a convenience thing. So I might have to catch Sinners on VOD, but
yeah, I'm lucky that my local theater is like at the plaza we always go to.
It was like 10 minutes. I used to be able to like say, well, if I do want to go to movies, it's like 10 minutes away. Now it's like a half hour.
I'll tell you what's wild. We have a theater that used to be, I want to say it was a Showcase, but I don't know what it was. But it was the one that served Coke products, and it's the one I liked to go to because not as many people went to this one as the one I usually go to, and they had Coke products. So I loved going to this theater.
Loves his Coke.
Yeah, I liked that. I hate Pepsi. So when I go to a movie, I just like to have a large popcorn and a large Diet Coke and just enjoy my movie. So it randomly just closed because like there was like taxes were like built up and everything, and nobody knows who owns it. Like the people that were running the theater were running it as a franchise, but nobody knows who owns it. And this was like 5 or 6 years ago at this point, and it's just sitting there abandoned right now. And the town is about to actually take it over, but they don't want to because they don't want to have to deal with like all the issues. It's such a wild story. I've never heard of such a major. It's a huge theater. It had like 10 screens, maybe 12.
You just buy it.
It just closed because nobody knows who owns it. Like they cannot get in touch with who owns it. Nobody like has claimed it. Like it's just dead. Isn't that weird?
I thought there would be like laws in place. Like wouldn't like the township or the state take over?
I think that the town has taken over. I think that now it's caught up in a lawsuit because it went up for bid and somebody is suing saying their bid was better and it should have been sold to them. Everything about it is one of the craziest things.
That was Jay's lawsuit.
No, I don't even know what I would do with a theater. I would not want to run a theater at this point. Every time I go to a theater, it's like there were people in my showing. I went at the 2:00, the very first showing, but like I don't know. I feel like I don't see a lot of people in theaters. lately.
Yeah,
Well, I never go during prime time, but there was because I want to avoid like big crowds, but there was a decent turnout when I saw it. I saw it at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was a decent turnout.
The thing is that now that my brother has his own place and he's like about 20-25 minutes away, it's like I don't want to like. I'd rather just go at 2. Like I don't want to wait for him to get out of work and figure out which theater we're going to, and at this point, I'd rather just go see it at 2. That way, I can be available at night.
Get your popcorn in early.
yeah, my theater options are pretty endless. It all depends on my mood at the day, like how like if I want to go for a drive or if I feel like going to the city or anything like that.
Which one? Do they all serve deep dish?
Nah. We had one a little closer to us. I forgot the name of it. I think it was like Cinema 8 or Super 8 or something like that.
Oh, Super 8.
But they had like an early free. I mean, okay, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
They had like an early free showing in a bunch of cities, like a week before it actually dropped, and I'm so mad because they had it. I know the theater they do it at in Boston, and I saw the tweet like just 15 minutes too late because I could have probably gone to see it last week. It's kind of crazy.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
The theater I was talking about, COVID killed that one. Like they were. I mean, that was the last time I went there was to see Endgame. So I saw Ready Player One and I saw Endgame there, and I think I saw something else there. I can't remember.
Being in the hood killed my local theater. Like this is literally the second since I've lived in this area. This is the second. That was the second iteration of a theater in that location. It's in this popular local shopping district. It's still in the ghetto part of the suburbs. So, but it's a fairly nice little shopping district, and it's always had like a theater, but at some point, like the last one closed down, and there was nothing there. And then now a new franchise takes over and starts running it, and then that inevitably closes down. so I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping that AMC opens there. I feel like if AMC opens there, it'll have more staying power.
Yeah, well, out here we got AMC, we got Marcus Theaters, we have Imagine Theaters. Yeah, we got an Icon downtown in Chicago. It's theater like I said, it's theaters everywhere between Indiana and Chicago. My options are endless.
The Studio Movie Grills, they have bars in them. Those they're really good. Like I love the design of the Studio Movie Grill. Like you got the bar for people who are alcoholics. It was fun to hang out there, watch the game. And then like they have pretty good food that they deliver to your seats. Like it's all like really cool. I like that.
I wish we had a IMAX closer.
Yeah.
There's one in Providence, Rhode Island, and like when I went to see Batman there, the Batman I should say, and I was like hoping that Trix would come out for that one. So maybe someday I'll be able to work that out where there's an IMAX showing and I can go catch it with Trix or something. But the only other IMAX is about a half hour away, and it's in a furniture store. And it's not just in the furniture store, it's like in the middle of the furniture store. So you have to like walk through this maze of a furniture store to get to the IMAX. So yeah, it's like a small theater too.
There's an IMAX at a mall near me, but it's like 45 minutes away.
Yeah, Providence is about 45 minutes away from me. So I would do it, but it would have to be something like spectacular,
Yeah. I can't think of a reason I would go out of my way. Like even for Superman, like at most I'm going to the AFC.
So I actually, believe it or not, have not watched the State of Play.
I don't believe you.
I only watched the trailer. I only watched what was showing when I was watching Sadot. I got invited to an event in Boston, a YouTube creator event. I got this like cool sticker, Creator Collective.
I get emails about those.
Yeah, it's free food and networking with lots of beauty creators. It was
that makes sense. Jay is one of the top beauty creators on YouTube.
it was not what I expected. I thought it was going to be something of a workshop. Instead it was a hangout at a nice bar in Boston. But like as I was waiting to go in, I was like standing outside watching Sadot on my phone on a random street corner. And I saw like that first trailer part and it looks awesome, but I haven't had a chance to go back and watch the rest of it. I ended up staying at that thing longer because I did run into one person that I knew. And we just kind of hung out for a while. We did talk to somebody from the Museum of Boston, which is a really big place. And that could prove to be fruitful at some point. We'll see.
Oh, Jay making money moves over there.
Yeah, but there was just lots of like beauty creators or lifestyle creators. Like everybody was like vlogging from there, and I was like, yeah, this is not my crowd. I think my buddy Brian was like the only other gaming creator there that I met with me. So
yeah, well, at least you got to watch me for a little bit. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
That's exactly. All that matters. Exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Like, yeah, I'm tapping into Borderlands. So I really enjoy because I enjoyed Titan's Wonderland, even though the DLC was ass. And I was looking forward to seeing what
that DLC was atrocious. Like the game plan for that was just awful. Like they can like no game that might be the worst like DLC pass in the history of gaming. It was just It was so lazy, and I hate saying that, but it really was. Like it was just, oh, here's a new map, and the map is like this small little thing. It was really bad. I didn't even bother, you know. Yeah. And Borderlands is like easily one of my like top 2 or 3 favorite franchises of all time. Just love that game. So I'm hyped for this. I really am. Actually, PAX East is this weekend. And they are doing something at PAX East. So
they also mentioned they're going to do a showcase in June as well. I thought it was a great state of play for them. I know a lot of people in chat walked away. Obviously, the people who were just coping over Wolverine weren't happy, but as they never are. But a lot of people very excited from what they saw. The game, I love the classes, the traversal mechanics they added. Make it look really fun. There's a ton of great quality of life features that they're going to have in the game. Obviously, they're doing crossplay. I love the feature they mentioned where if you're playing co-op and you lose track of your buddy, you can instantly fast travel to them. Nice. There's the gear system sounds insane. Like they went through like the different classes, the skills, but they're also they went through the different manufacturers. But they also mentioned that not only are they making legendaries feel like more legendaries, like rare events when you find them, but they're going to be having it so that you can get drops that mix and match different parts from different manufacturers. Ooh. Which sounds to say like it would be the equivalent of like in I guess something we recently played, Suicide Squad. If you got a piece of gear and it had different parts from like LexCorp and Toy Man or something like mixing and matching the different materials, and I was like, oh, gear people are going to absolutely love this, and the gameplay looked really fun. I think Borderlands is going to be a good time, and I'm definitely looking forward to a multiplayer game that's not PvP because Marvel's rank was driving me crazy.
Yeah. Well, the first day of it's the Star Wars season in Fortnite, and that first day had me like, I mean, I know I haven't been playing as much Fortnite lately, but man, it was so sweaty. So I'm kind of ready. I'm at a point in my life where like I'm competitive when I play the multiplayer games, but like I'm ready to not be playing a lot of multiplayer.
I'm still about it. I just don't like team based. I'm learning. I don't like heavily team based multiplayer games with limited carry potential. Like that's why I prefer PvE and like I'm enjoying like a lot of aspects of Mario Rivals, but I'm learning more and more that the central concept of if you're playing amazing and you have one person that's just throwing your game like that could be enough to lose you. I hate that. I hate that aspect of it. Like even on NBA, even playing NBA 2K. Like if I'm in playing rec in NBA 2K, even if 3 of my 5 teammates are complete ass, I can still carry that game. depending on what position I'm playing. If fucking all of them can't shoot for shit, we can still carry that. We can still carry that game. You got one guard or you got a good center like me. I usually carry on center that can start fast breaks. You can go, but I feel like for rivals, like depending on what role you're playing, like the game is just over at the hero selection screen a lot of times, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I haven't played rivals like that. Yeah, I used to troll my friends just playing Punisher, calling them a tank. But I play Ultra Rumble, and I feel like we have a couple of the similar problems, like with it being trios and Ultra Rumble. You can, depending on the lobby and who you're up against, you can, pretty much manage. Like if you got All Might or like Mirio or somebody, you can do a bit. But if you're the matchmaking tends to give you people who like just started the game. So it's like we just downloaded this. I don't know how to press start to ready up and things like that. Okay. And now I'm putting you in a lobby based on your skills. So I'm matching you up against people who are your skill or better. But I'm giving you people who they're either like newborns or coma patients who just woke up and we throw them a controller because it's like that's what you're working with.
Oh, sounds just like ranked in Mario Rivals.
It's like, what are we doing, bro? Like, they don't know how to heal. They can't help themselves. They definitely can't help you. And it's like they can't even last long enough to be a distraction. So it's like, if they're killing you, I can kill them. You die instantly, and now they just bum rush me, and it's like.
That literally sounds like Grandmaster in Mario Rivals.
Yeah, it's like it's a matchmaking issue. It's like, so not only do you matchmake my skills for my enemies, matchmake my skills with people who are comparable for me in gameplay style. So not just, hey, we're both the same rank, because just because you have the same rank doesn't mean you have the same play style, because there are people who can be your rank, but they prefer to stay back, or they're not as aggressive early game or something like that. Look at our stats, look at our gameplay, and be like, okay, this person would be a good fit for you. And rivals should have more than a big enough player pool to pull from to actually pair people up, so that it's not so much frustration on the gamers. Because like going from playing Avengers, where all of us can carry random viewers through the raid and all of that crap, and it can be frustrating, especially if somebody drops out and you got to restart the whole thing over again from there. But the game itself isn't giving you that hard of a time, especially if you had the right builds and everything. Where rivals.
That's more like a technical design flaw, like where you just need one person to flick the switch.
like if you can press a button, I can work with you, bro.
That's all you need. Like if you're complete ass, you have a horrible build. Like it doesn't matter. We can carry you through. All you gotta do is stand here and flick the switch. Like we're good. Rivals, it's never be. You weren't here for it, but did you catch all the drama in Rivals community about the healer strike? And
I see it across. I troll one of my friends who plays Ultra Rumble with me. I troll him because he mains Spider-Man, and everybody hates Spider-Man and stuff. Like I sent them a post earlier. Somebody made talking about how player who can only beat up support players because you're scared of everybody else. So it's like, bro, what is going on?
So that arc is continuing. Necros recently started, because everyone, a bunch of people on TikTok and on social media were saying, "Oh, you're just a trash DPS Spider-Man one trick. You don't know how hard it is to play support. You'd never last. You'd never be able to climb playing a role." And so he took the challenge and said, "Okay, I'm gonna do a unranked to a celestial support only." He's never played the role on Rivals, so he's learning. He said he's going to go on stream and learn support on the fly and take it to all the way to Celestial. And so I watched the first day because I was like, this is going to be hilarious, obviously. And a lot of people tuned in. I knew he was going to do fine because like I understand. I know that he's a top 500 DPS player. So he's top 50 DPS player. So if you're a top 50 DPS player, especially on a skill intensive character like Spider-Man, obviously you're going to be able to do great on every role. Like that's just how hero shooters work. But a lot of people tuned in thought he was going to be terrible, and unsurprisingly, he made it to platinum the first day. I think he only lost twice on the first day. Learning support for the first time. He played some quick play games and jumped into rank, and in ranked he only lost 2 games that entire day. he played a lot of Loki, who was the hardest support in the game.
That's crazy.
And today is day 2, and he ended the day in Grandmaster, and he only lost 11. He's now up to 11 total losses in competitive. First time playing support. So a lot. So I think what people should take away from this is not just, obviously a lot of people are going to be toxic, like, "Oh, told you support is easy," and he's obviously trolling a little bit, but I think the important thing is to just people just need to take accountability of their own game, and like understand like Rivals is a team game, and and every role is important, and that's something Necros himself says all the time. Like, every role is important. Support is the most important role. Just because it may be easier than others doesn't mean it's not important. But I think a lot of people thought that he would generally fail because they quite simply just aren't good at the game, and didn't had that ego and didn't want to kind of admit to themselves that they could have been doing something wrong. Because while he was playing, he was like he ended up playing Loki because it's like, oh well, if I just sit in the back and heal like an idiot, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to have really any impact because a lot of people these lower ranks are terrible. Like they just are. Like I play a lot of support, so I know firsthand a lot of support players are bad. they're always like, you see them complain. The funniest thing, like you hear supports all the time. Like, this is how a lot of it started. They'll say, "Oh yes," they'll say, "Oh, that is so hard playing support because no one ever peels for us. We're getting hit by Spider-Man and Captain America and Iron Fist and our DPS and tanks are peeling." The problem, the supports don't peel for each other. Like that's who's supposed to be peeling for you. Like, when an Iron Fist is punching you in the face, the first person that's supposed to turn around and help you is your healer, the other healer who's standing right next to you. But I have probably 200 hours on healer in my Rivals. I probably played 600 total hours of Rivals, 200 of it on support, and the only time I can remember a healer peeling for me was when I was like in a stack with somebody who was also playing support with me. Like, nobody, like, I'm always like, whenever my other support gets dove, I'm paying attention to them, I'm healing them. But as soon as I'm taking damage or someone's after me, they're just looking forward like bots, just healing in a straight line, like not paying any attention to their surroundings. And I'm like, that's your biggest problem. Like, that would solve most of your issues if your other support just turned around, that would like eliminate most dive characters because Marvel Ride was literally designed the game to make supports basically invincible if they heal each other, but more vulnerable in 1v1 fights for the sake of balance, because most of them they're not meant to be able to take 1v1s. And the idea was that if you're supposed to work together to protect each other, but because a lot of support players are bots, they don't protect each other, and they just make this whole problem even worse. Like dive would not be as nearly as good as it is. Like it was funny watching Negro's. Like he had a bunch of games where he got dove, and like he had a couple of hilarious clips, like like when he was on Loki, a Spider-Man dove him solo. He was isolated in the back from high ground attacking, and the Spider-Man on the other team tried to solo dive him, and he turned around, he lamped, shot the Spider-Man, made him run away, popped his ult, copied the Spider-Man, turned the Spider-Man, chased him down, one hit comboed him, and then ulted on his corpse. and then went back to the fight. I was like, bro. It's like supports really do have a lot of utility. They were really strong, but like, yeah, if you have to have some skill, but if you just heal each other, it'll solve a lot of your issues. I understand it. Like, just turn around. Like, that's all you got to do.
Oh,
yeah, that is tough sometimes.
Go ahead, Jay. You can hop in.
No, that's all I was gonna say. That is tough sometimes when you're a healer and you're like, oh, I need heals.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because they don't build them to be able to like effectively, like if Sue has the shield. Like I wish they definitely changed it for Sue to be able to put the shield on herself. Like that's so annoying because you got to put the shield in the achievement, because if the only other way to heal yourself is to go invisible, and that like
takes long.
Yeah, and it's on a 6-second cooldown. So if you burn that, or if they hit you while you're invisible, like you're cooked. Like you can't like if no one's there, like you always got to be mindful of your vision, because if you don't have the shield, you have no way to heal yourself. You have no. It's really bad. Like, but I understand. Like if healers could heal themselves too well, that's why Rock is so broken. Like because he can just heal himself whenever he wants, but everyone else is like, you know, and Adam as well, but Sue, yeah, you're kind of got to really carefully manage your cooldowns. Loki, you know, you got to use your cooldowns. It's more really annoying when you're playing Loki, because his heals are on a big, like his lamp is on a 30-second cooldown, his invisibility is on a 15-second cooldown. So if you're trying to heal yourself, you gotta rely on your other healer, and literally. I've had several games, even recently, where I'm Loki and I'm trying to save my cooldowns, and I'm asking for heals from my other healer, and literally I have to press the button, out exaggeration, I need heal button 10 times before they turn around and heal me, or otherwise I have to like burn one of my cooldowns just to heal myself.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen from watching streamers play Rivals, and you know the stuff I see from people playing Ultra Rumble, the general player base just cannot really take all of that input in. So it's like I can't focus on fighting or looking at somebody I want to potentially fight. Pay attention to what's happening with my team. Pay attention to what's happening with my health and stuff like it's way too much for them to focus on, I guess. But they themselves won't admit that, like, hey, I have a skill issue, or hey, I might need some extra help or something like that. So it's like, you know, like I watch people who are clearly bad at the game. I can look at you and tell you're bad at, you know, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Like your decision making is awful. But you're ranting about your teammates, like, oh, why? Like you jumped into a 1v3, died. Like you know your team is across the map. Like you saw them land across the map, so them helping you or pulling up to save you just wasn't going to be a thing. You jumped head first into a 1v3, died instantly. Where the fuck is my team? It's like they're on the other side of the map. You saw them.
Like brother, like that's why I'll be like, I'll literally be spamming like fall back because I'm like, all right, we got to regroup. We don't want to stagger, and it is usually a fucking Spider-Man player, a Lord Spider-Man player who who immediately goes in and dies like instantly. while I'm like, bro, I had a game the other day when we were trying to regroup, and the first one to die was our Cloak and Dagger player, because for some reason they decided to run to the front line on Dagger on Cloak and go 1v6. like how did you think this was going to play out?
Okay, in Ultra Rumble you have characters who can instant revive you if you go down. But for most of them, you have to be within like 10 feet of them. So you have to be relatively close for them to actually be able to get that off for you. And everybody knows this, but when you're dying and you have an instant-res character on your team who's running to help you, you're running away from them. It's like, run to the help. I can't help you if you're running away. And then they die and be like, oh, you didn't res me. I couldn't do it. You running over and jumping and flying away. It's like I'm on cement tiles. I can only move 2 steps at a time. Like, I can't get to you. Meet me halfway. Help me help you.
There's no instant revive in Rivals like that, but that is a phenomenon I also see with support players if they get dove. Like a lot of them, their instincts will be to run, to back up, just keep backpedaling away from the entire team. Like a Captain America's on me. Let me back up all the way isolated in this corner, away from my other support, my tanks, my DPS in this isolated spot, and then get mad that they didn't feel like, bro. Sometimes I literally have to chase. I had to literally chase a Luna player because I was on Rocket, and I had to literally chase my own Luna across the map because she was getting dove and running. I'm like, bro, let me fucking heal you. Stop running. Let me fucking heal you. Get over here.
They added Kirigiri to the game recently, and he's one of the first genuine support people they added in recent seasons. And he can create portals to get across the map as he chooses, but he only get 3 shots of that, and you can use that to hit people. But if you're using it to hit people, you're not gonna be able to use that to actually get away.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm getting pressed as Kirigiri, I kind of need support. You can ping and stuff like that, but it's like, again, people just don't have the ability to focus on that or be aware of that in the midst of whatever they're doing too. Like, they get tunnel vision in whatever they're doing. So, oh, loot, oh, this, or oh, that, and you're pinging 72 times right next to them, and it's like, oh, when you die, oh, let me come over here. It's like, bro, what are you doing? And it's like, they just don't know what the hell they're doing. And like I said, I see that across multiple multiplayer games, and it's a combination of skill issue and just you're pairing people up who are just incompatible as teammates. Like, bro, like this just was never going to work.
And one of the criticisms I see a lot of people online make of Rivals is that they think that this is very much intentional. Like, it's they designed the matchmaking to frustrate you in that way because they're trying to keep you engaged and on the platform longer. So they want you to have these periods where you go on big win streaks or big loss streaks, rather than just trying to strictly match you up with the most balanced possible game.
Well, in terms of Ultra Rumble, because it's a Japanese studio behind it, their logic is, they want the more experienced players to kind of guide the newer players. So, you can, what to do, so you can help them, and you can keep them alive and all of that stuff. But it's like, you're putting me in a lobby full of sharks. So it's like, you can't put me in a lobby full of sharks. So everybody is a 3-stack with communication and hand holding.
That's a stupid idea.
Got me babysitting. It's like, bro, I can't be Barney and Rambo at the same time. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's an incredibly stupid idea. like legitimately, I feel like every Rivals player who plays ranked has this exact same experience when they get I think definitely when you get past gold, like when you get to your rank up game, things can be going so well. Then all of a sudden, mysteriously, you get your teammate is a Lord Spider-Man that goes 2 and 14 and yells slurs in the chat, or you got multiple people disconnecting. Like it always happens on your rank up game. Like you suddenly, no matter how high your rank you are, like GM, Diamond Celestial, like on that rank up game, at least a couple of times they'll put you to the test. Like again, they'll like and that's, I think that's been the kind of the misconception. Like, yeah, the matchmaking is rigged in that, yeah, it definitely intentionally puts you in harder in games with the intent of you losing, but you can still win if you're good enough. But like the issue with Rivals is that a lot of people just play who they want, or they play their favorite character, or they're not even sure which characters are best to carry on, or they're just not good enough to carry. And it's like, so when people were saying, yeah, you can climb if you're just, it's just a skill issue. Like it's partially a skill issue, but also it's definitely a matchmaking. Like if you're playing a character that can carry and you're good enough to carry, yeah, you can definitely overcome like kind of the bullshit matchmaking. But I don't think it's reasonable to expect everyone to be like a top 100 player. Like I don't think it's like, you know, either be a top 100 player in this game or you're just not climb. Like, I don't think that's like a reasonable request. I think no, you can kind of just, you know, improve things here. so if you can have a little better experience without.
I expect Eastwood to be a top 100 healer.
True. He definitely has top 100 patience to be Jayshockblast's healer.
That's fair. That's very fair.
It's definitely experience. Actually, we got to before season 2.5 starts, we got to get Eastwood to gold.
Yeah, we do.
All right, I got to hit up King Greek, and we could set it up when Eastwood is free.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
I know he wants his Emma Frost skin.
Did you think the Warriors Rockets started at 10?
I thought it started at like 9:30.
Oh, it's almost halftime.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Who's winning?
Do you care, Sadot?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I didn't know if you wanted. The Warriors are up 10 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
I bet.
It's like, looks like it's low scoring. It's 39-29 with 2 minutes left or 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
It has been a pretty defensive series. They've been doing a great job guarding Steph Curry.
Yeah. And the Pacers won by 10.
I guess
9.
I guess the Cavs.
Yeah.
Huh.
Game 1.
Oh, so that's an upset. Thanks for the spoiler, Jay.
Well, you asked.
I asked about the Warriors.
Well,
I didn't say anything about the Pacers. I didn't say anything about the Pacers or Cavs. I literally said the Warriors.
I think whoever comes out of halftime, making their shots is going to go on a run. Maybe the other team can pull it somewhat close in the fourth, but whoever starts off comes out of halftime hot is probably going to win.
I'm predicting that Boston is going to lose in the second round.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the Knicks are a gritty team. I don't remember how I feel like we played them well this year, but I mean, to go on to play either the Pacers or the Cavs is obviously not going to be fun either. So we'll see.
I actually like the Celtics' chances of coming out the East this year because they got actual defenders. Like they got Drew Holiday and
well, hopefully he's healthy. I mean, everybody like that last round. I feel like they didn't take it too seriously, and it kind of almost bit them because the Magic, like they play hard, and I think that was good for them because the Magic, like they're playing every inch of the court, and a lot of teams don't do that. And the Magic also foul the shit out of you. Like they just go in there hacking, and they just had no backcourt though. That was why they had no shot.
So far I got my playoff wish of LeBron losing in the first round. So
yeah,
hopefully we go 2 for 2 with Boston not making it to the finals.
Listen, I don't blame you for feeling that way, and I mean I could see. I'm actually like nervous because ESPN did their like, oh, pick your winners with all their experts, and I think they pulled like 19 experts, and every single one of them picked the Celtics, and that never goes well for anybody. Like literally when that happens, like that's an instant loss. So I'm not like very superstitious, but I am a little stitious. So we'll see.
If they can finish the series healthy,
Yeah.
I like the chances of Drew Holiday and Derek White shutting down or stopping Jalen Brunson in clutch minutes to go down the stretch. Because Cat, he's going to be hit or miss. If you watch that last game against the Pistons, he really wasn't the difference maker there. Like Jalen, them not being able to stop Jalen Brunson from constantly making plays and buckets down the stretch is what pretty much sealed that. In addition to not being able to score on the other end themselves, where with Boston you got actual scorers in Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And is Porzingis healthy?
Mostly.
I mean, they've had a nice little stretch to rest a little bit, so they can ease up a couple aches if they got any.
Yeah, I mean, Drew didn't play the last like 2 games of the series, but he's off the injured list. So I know that Jalen has had a knee issue that he's playing through, and Tatum hurt his wrist in that one game. But I mean,
I get you.
Play on.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the Knicks beat us, I could see it happening. Like I could.
Honestly, I don't have much faith in the Knicks. I don't have faith in any Tom Thibodeau team because they're inevitably going to break down because he plays them too many minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If I remember correctly, I feel like we played the Knicks pretty well this year, but
it's regular season, doesn't matter.
Right? No, I get that, and I'm the first one to say that. But like, there's something to it. Like, I am not looking forward to playing whoever wins. If we get through the Knicks, I would not be looking forward to whoever wins that Cleveland Indiana series because
I gotta watch the highlights. How the fuck did the Cavs lose that one?
I think somebody might have got hurt because I saw like a tweet or something that like, oh, why do the Pacers always play a team who's someone's player get hurt? So I don't know.
Yeah, that seems to be like the only way they literally the only way they win playoffs. Like last year they played no one healthy like at all, like except until they got to Boston.
I don't know who got hurt. I mean, unless you're trying to consider. Oh wait, Mobley, Allen, Mitchell, Strus, Garland didn't play.
Darius Garland's still out.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So another banged up team, but is what it is. Yeah. I'll see when he comes back, but I'm looking for it. I've been enjoying the playoffs overall, but I will enjoy it even more if Boston's losing. That brings me great joy. But the interesting thing, interesting thing about this month is that we're getting closer and closer to the rumored PlayStation event that's Jeff Grubb mentioned is happening. He mentioned they were either going to do a state of play or a showcase, and I think odds are pretty good on a showcase. They usually do them every other year, and we got a lot more stuff they can show up now that we got GTA 6 out of the way. They showed off Ghost. They already threw up the pre-orders for Ghost of Yotei. Still got Death Stranding 2. Obviously, most people are waiting for Marvel's Wolverine, but then we found out this week that Naughty Dog has been cooking up. They got in addition to Intergalactic, there's another mysterious game they have. So Sony seems to have the games that they could announce. So you guys think it's showcase and what do you want to see?
I don't know. The number one studio in terms of sales on PlayStation right now is Xbox.
I mean, it's Insomniac, but sure.
I mean, like, I'm just saying that right now, like, if you looked at the store.
We definitely appreciate all the gifts. Xbox, keep them coming.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care. I'm excited for Ghost of Yotai. I pre-ordered the collector's edition, even though there's no steelbook.
Yeah, I will say I've been enjoying Oblivion Remastered, but Xbox need to hurry up and release a patch because performance is ass. like I thought Forza was a fluke. I was like, okay, surely Oblivion can't be ass, and it was fine. But as soon as I started exploring like the forest, holy shit!
It's all part of the master plan to get you just enough of a taste of how great the game is, and then make you want to go over and play it where it belongs.
No, that's definitely not. But the only thing Oblivion Remaster's dog shit performance made me want to do is play Clair Obscura Expedition 33.
Yeah, which I've been playing for free on Game Pass.
I just bought it because I wanted to support the devs. People are saying it's great, and I was like, well, if Oblivion's performance is going to be just this ass, I need another RPG to play.
I'll tell you what, I'm not too far into it, but that like prologue, it's so easy to see why people love it. You know,
okay. I'm definitely looking for it. Once I'm done with Doom: The Dark Ages, I'll dive into Claire.
Yeah, I mean the Xbox the price updates. I mean, there's already talks that PlayStation's next. You know, like everybody's gonna raise the price.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. I saw. I saw. So far, Sony is the only one that hasn't raised their prices. Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotai are both going to be normal $70 price point. So W for Sony in the meantime. But yeah, another thing that was pointed out was that like the 3 best reviewed games of the year so far are all sold for around $50 or less. It was an interesting point, and I think that's definitely going to be relevant going forward. Like I will obviously we'll see how sales of Switch go. I'm assuming they're going to be fine, but I'm wondering just how far certain studios will be able to push consumers. Like I don't think console gamers necessarily are going to care too much about 80 for a game they care about, but for a game that they may be on the fence about, I think we could start seeing a drop off in like first week, for like sales, people kind of just be more and more people waiting for sales, or and other companies strategically keeping their prices at like 60 or 50 or lower to take advantage of it, because it's clear that like if you a consistently winning formula that we've seen is you make a really great game and you charge less than you could have for it, and then people go in and get more out of it than they were expecting, and it carries a lot. I think people should look at that, especially like Marathon, which is definitely on par to be definitely a problem. Like their situation is so weird. It seems like they put out this test, this closed test to give people a chance to play it. They have like I saw Tassie talk about this. They have like 400,000 people in their Discord trying to get a key to play this fucking game, but they're giving out limited keys. And like if you look at the Steam numbers, it's like 2,000. It's like they're doing Concord numbers because or Steam. But meanwhile, you have Arc Raiders that people that's not only just doing like big numbers on Steam during their technical tests, but like more people are praising it for features that Marathon doesn't even have yet.
I had to highlight this comment because it's
seriously
actually
click players.
it's actually pretty slick. I actually that's somebody that knows what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that should be your intro.
I guess. Well, I don't know. Can I get away with naysayers?
Yeah,
I did kind of introduce you to that.
You introduced naysayers, so it's only fair.
Yeah. So all right.
Just don't add an I and a G to it, and you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate that, Slober, and that is that's a pretty slick tag right there. I like it. Marathon, I feel like I haven't played it. Did I got in the creator program, but like even they're not giving out keys there.
I feel like like if it's giving me Suicide Squad. Like remember how they had their closed tests?
Yeah.
And like for Suicide Squad, they were coming off like really bad PR. Then they had their closed test, and then like they had an official like hands-on preview that some game outlets like IGN shit on, and then people that were enjoying the test were like, yo, what the fuck, we can't talk about it. And then they lifted the embargo, they lifted the NDA on the test so people could talk about it. Marathon, we saw do the same strategy to allow people to talk about it, to try to give some positive press. But unfortunately, Arc Raiders dropped their tests, and now people are saying just Arc Raiders is better than Marathon. And the people that played it in the test are saying, yeah, Arc Raiders is actually better. And I feel like they need to just give people more access to like how are you going to do a server test with like 2,000 concurrent? Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, just let everyone in the Discord do what Rebels did, and have a test where you can have like 50,000 or something concurrent people or more playing the game if they want it. Like there's no point in it. Like it just looks bad, especially since people were already skeptical because it's a $40 extraction shooter with like 6 characters and 3 maps and 1 game mode at launch. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah. I worry about something like that because like Bungie's not really in a position to like. I thought Bungie was like one of the like premier studios, and
I did not think that. I've been following the coverage of Destiny, the final days of Destiny, and stuff is going on behind the scenes, and Bungie sounds like an absolute shit show, bro. Like, right. If it wasn't for Ubisoft, like Bungie would be like getting all the headlines,
right? And that's the thing. Like Bungie had to take on that investment from PlayStation,
yeah.
And like, I don't know why they're not just pivoting to Destiny 3, but like,
I don't know why they didn't just make Marathon a PvE story. Like that's what a lot of people wanted with like a lot of what the expectations for Marathon was that it was going to do what made Destiny popular, like the raids, the PvE, the story content, like stuff like that. And they're like, no, we're going to not do any of that, and we're just going to chase the extraction shooter dragon, but like make it less hardcore than the extraction shooter games. It's like who is this for?
I'm not an extraction guy. I've played a couple, but I don't really love them. I got into the Arc Raiders alpha, beta, whatever it is, but I didn't even get a chance to load into that either.
I've been wanting to play Arc Raiders. I was curious about it.
It looks like it. I remember when they announced it, and I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. Like,
yeah, I wanted to try it when I first saw it. I'm gonna see if I can get in at some point. But yeah, I had no interest when I saw the gameplay of Marathon. I was like, nah, because it's weird. Like who what exactly was the logic here? Because they're like, oh, like we have a bunch of we have this huge player base that love like our PvE story content, and we're going to say fuck them to make an extraction shooter. Except we're not going to make an extraction shooter for extraction shooter fans. We're going to make it who love like hardcore extraction shooters like Tarkov. We're going to make something more accessible, more easy and accessible that they're probably not going to really click with. And so it's like, so who, like, who's your target audience here? Like people who will buy anything from Bungie, and people who are curious about extraction shooters but aren't hardcore enough to try Tarkov. Like, what are we doing? Like, I understand why. I understand how companies consistently make this mistake over and over again. They try to chase a mythical audience that doesn't exist. Like, you, at this point, you're not going to reinvent the wheel. Like, you know what people like, what things, like, especially if you've done it before. Like, just make the thing that the people want and get your money and fuck off. Like stop making everything so complicated.
Yeah.
And then turn around like, oh yeah, I can't, I don't know what happened. Like, we yes, you do. You made a thing, you had a formula that worked, and you decided you wanted to chase a different audience, and that audience didn't exist. Like, and you ended up antagonizing the people who were supporting you this whole time. Like, why? Just make the thing, get paid, and move on. Like, what are we doing?
Sports is happening tonight, let me tell you. Game 7, Winnipeg Jets versus the St. Louis Blues in hockey.
That's not a sport.
If you ever want to see like why playoff hockey is so great, it was 3-1 St. Louis with 2 minutes left. Winnipeg scored 2 goals, including one with 1.3 seconds left in their season to force overtime, and this entire city just erupted.
Spoilers.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, you don't care.
I literally don't.
Yeah, no, but like it's like the Sports Center highlight is like what's trapped on my like
that does sound sufficiently epic though. For sure.
Yeah, like it just keeps replaying this 20-second clip from Sports Center on my Twitter feed because that's the last tweet that I updated, and it's wild. The whole city's just going nuts.
Yeah, like I will never understand how Suicide Squad could have Justice League happened. I don't understand. In the post Avengers era, just in general, like, I don't understand like how people could just miss something so bad. Like this whole decade of DC the whole WD games division has to be studied. Like it's so obvious what people made. The fans made it so obvious exactly what they wanted, and just to go out of your way and not do it is like, that has to be like financial malpractice. Like, if I was an investor, I'd be launching an investigation. What the fuck is going on over there? Because how do you not have a Superman game by now? Not only do you not only are you're about to launch your new cinematic universe with Superman, and not only do you not have a game to show for it, you canceled 2 without announcing them. Like, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? What? How are these people making? I understand how people that know so little about their industry make so much money to make decisions. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I could have told so many. I think more people need to take Capcom's route and not only just make good games, but actually poll the community on stuff that they want to see, stuff that they're interested in, and that way they're not surprised when they release a game. They're like, oh yeah, this game release did well because we did a poll and our fans said they wanted this game, so we made this thing, and the fans are buying the thing because that's what they wanted. Like, it's honestly not that complicated. Like WB could have did a polls and said, hey, what DC character do you want us to make a game out of, and then just do that. Like how's that difficult?
Yeah, the Superman thing just baffles me. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know. It makes no sense. And here's another one. There's apparently a like Game of Thrones game that's coming out by Netmarble.
Yeah.
And it's like PC and mobile only. And like how is it that in the year of our Lord 2025,
When Game of
like
Thrones was pretty much dead.
yeah, like
as a
how
brand.
have we never had like a Skyrim style Game of Thrones game?
Such
how?
a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Like open world RPG set in the Game of Thrones universe. Like at one point, Game of Thrones was the biggest IP in the world. Like it had eclipsed Marvel, and it was the biggest thing on television. Everybody was talking about Game of Thrones every week. Everybody could not, like, people were literally hundreds of thousands of views on watch parties. Like this was a phenomenon.
You literally could not go on Twitter at 10 o'clock at night on Sunday night, or else you would have it ruined.
And there's not a single game. I think they did like one mobile game out of all that.
I think they did one of those what's the name of that company? Telltale. Yeah. I think they did a Telltale game.
And it's just the fact that they're like now saying, "Oh, we're going to double down on making games based on the Game of Thrones IP." Like, why now? Like, House of the Dragon. People seem to like it. I don't know how well the season 2 is. Like, I definitely checked out after the first 9 episodes of the first season. I was like, all right, I'm kind of just over this whole thing. But like, if you could still make a great game out of it, sure. But like the peak window to make Game of Thrones content is definitely past. Like, like it's definitely gone. But there's always a chance they could revive it with a great game. But just showing how late they are to the party is just absolutely insane. And now they're going right back to the well of Batman again. Like, Jesus Christ, bro, make something else. Like WB Games Montreal, I heard, was pitching a Game of Thrones game because after they had their Constantine and Flash games canceled, like what do they? This is insane. Like, I really hope James Gunn is cooking over there. Like, putting some sense into their heads. I know he was like really active, and he was talking to Rockstar. He was talking to a bunch of different studios. He's trying to get more DC stuff, but now they're kind of like behind the 8 ball. They're waiting. They're still playing catch up with Marvel. Their cinematic universe seems to be going well, but gaming wise, they're just so far behind. Like it's going to take them years to catch up to where Marvel is doing, because Marvel's been taking advantage of licensing. Just be like, hey, we're not going to be in the game development business. We're just going to look to partner with other people, and that would definitely be in their best interest to partner with people willing to adapt some DC properties. That would be very helpful, because right now, looking on the horizon, DC gaming is basically what, another Batman game, probably Injustice 3, and Wolf Among Us 2. That's all. Whereas Marvel, they've got Marvel Rivals, one of the biggest new games in the world, that's going to be having monthly hero content. They got Rise of Hydra coming out later this year. You still got Wolverine next year. You got Iron Man. You got Black Panther, Blade. I've heard rumblings of some new Ultimate Alliance stuff coming. Like, Marvel is way fucking ahead of DC with the video game wise, and it's crazy. Like, it's probably going to be legitimately 2028 before we hear anything that's not Batman related from DC about their video game division, and it's sad. It's actually sad.
More than you know.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you did get Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's enough content to hold you for the next 10 years, bro.
Oh yeah. Love running those Brainiac raids. Let me tell you. Yeah. farming that good loot on those Brainiac fights never gets old. Jesus Christ, that game should have been so much better. That game should have been so much better than it was. Even the concept of a Suicide Squad game could have worked if they just didn't make it in the dumbest possible way. Okay, all right, let's do a Suicide Squad game, but let's remove all the melee and make it a pure shooter, so that we're eliminating like actual characters that people would love to play as in an open world superhero game like Bizarro Superman or Reverse Flash. We just want to play as King Shark and shoot people with a shotgun. Like who doesn't want to wield an Uzi with Captain Boomerang? Like what the fuck were they thinking, bro? Man, I'm so glad Jamie and Sefton left the studio. They had the dumbest fucking ideas, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you listen to most people,
yeah,
they were still there.
The glaze of Jamie and Sefton is insane. Like they're legitimately their decision making should be grounds for a lawsuit, bro. They're so fucking dumb, bro. like you're coming off the hit Batman series. You just made the arc. You just finished with Arkham Knight. You added the Arkham VR on top of that. Like now you're known as Rocksteady. The studio had made these amazing game-changing Batman games, and your next move is we're gonna make a puzzle game. Like what the fuck is wrong with you?
They needed a break.
We're tired of Batman. So instead of doing another DC character or something, we're gonna make a puzzle game out. Like what? What are you doing? Oh my god, what the fuck? I heard Microsoft is financing their new game at their new studio. I'm very interested to see what it turns out to be. I hope it's Stone. I hope it's Stones, the game that they were originally going to do before they pivoted to Suicide Squad. That would be so fucking funny. if they tried to do it again with a new studio, oh my god, I'm gonna laugh so hard. At least more people will finally see the truth.
Well, your third quarter is underway. Steph Curry 3 points at the half.
3? Oh shit, yeah. I'm gonna watch the rest of the game, but
apparently Draymond Green knocked out Fred VanVleet.
Oh well, I got a lot to catch up on, but it was great catching up with Casual Avenger.
Always good to see my brother.
Always appreciate you taking a break from your deep dish addiction counseling to come and hang out with us, talk about nerd stuff. It's always a good time, and whenever you're free, definitely let us know. We always love to have you come on and talk about whatever, even if there's not anything crazy going on, but there's always going to be something crazy going on. This the times we living in. But
I try to do a better job of keeping my ear to the streets, seeing what's going on in these gaming streets. Let's go.
As usual, chat. Appreciate you for hanging out with us on this Sunday evening. I'm gonna go check out the end of this game. We'll see you next week. Is May 9th this week?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be talking about Doom: The Dark Ages on Sunday. Looking forward to that. And there any announcements that may or may not happen this week. Stay tuned for that. Maybe something to talk about. And love you all. Eastwood, we'll definitely catch up. I'm Snot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
I am Casual Avenger.
I say that every week, by the way.
Yeah, he does. Yep. Thanks for hanging out. Zip it up and zip it out.